Hey, so while you're at the park, what all did you guys do there?
She just played on the playground. That's it.
Okay, but not pool,
No.
nothing.
Where did this happen?
John Mobile Park,
They
they went there.
That's a closed park.
He said they were there.
That's a closed park.
You don't need to be here talking when his stepdaughter at the hospital. That's what I don't understand.
That's the stepdad, his girlfriend saw her, or friend saw her. So here, he said they were at the park playing. Lowered her in, she was fine. She wasn't awake. The only thing we know is she was when they carried her.
Are you bad?
Stepdad? Here, come over here and come talk. What happened?
We was at the park playing. She got in the car. She was okay. And I looked back and she wasn't breathing. And I was trying to sit her out, but I said that. So rushing out there one time to get over here.
What park were you guys at?
On 7.
Okay.
And then I was turned this way because I see the fire in the park.
So she was fine at the park?
Yes.
And she was fine when you got in the car?
Yeah.
And then you look back and notice that what?
She wasn't breathing.
She wasn't breathing?
Yeah.
So you tried to do CPR while driving?
Yeah.
She was in the back seat?
Yeah.
Okay. Give your ID on you, buddy.
All right.
And that's when one of the officers made a chilling observation.
What's up, sorry? No problem. Transporting?
Yes, Management Memorial.
Okay. Red?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Very poor prognosis.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna need one of their guys.
What's that? Yeah, we'll make it
behind me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Where did this happen?
John Mobile Park,
They
they went there.
That's a closed park.
He said they were there.
That's a closed park. Go there and wait for us to give you further to see if they can actually verify the story, because I don't think that's legit.
Hey, so while you're at the park, what all did you guys do there?
She just played on the playground. That's it.
Okay, but not pool, nothing.
She wanted to get in the water at school, but she couldn't.
Okay, gotcha. You guys were there for what? You said an hour?
Yes.
Okay. Where at in the park in total, or anywhere outside the park were you guys?
Just walk in the park. That's it. In the park. That's it.
You were just walking within the park?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Okay. On that Google Maps, can you show me exactly the areas you guys were at that park?
Not this part. This is the one I'm seeing. Not that one. It's the one right here. They didn't update the Google. So it's just a park right here with the complex.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
At this point in the investigation, the story starts to change shape. Up until now, what Marquise is giving detectives sounds like a frightening medical emergency. A child plays at a park, gets into a car, and then suddenly stops breathing. On the surface, that is the kind of story that could make anyone panic. It gives him an explanation, it gives the situation a location. And most importantly, it gives the heat a reason. But investigators are trained to separate panic from proof. And this is where the details begin working against him. First, there is the park itself. When Marquise says they were at the park, one of the officers immediately recognizes a problem. That park is closed. That does not automatically mean he is lying, but it does mean the story cannot simply be accepted at face value. A closed park creates a question investigators now have to answer. Was he really there, or was the park being used as a cover for something else? Then comes the second problem, surveillance. If a child was at a park for around an hour, walking around, playing on the playground, being visible in a public space, investigators would expect at least some supporting evidence. A camera angle, a witness, a digital trace, something. But according to the narration, when officers checked the footage, there was no sign of Marquise or the child. And then comes the detail that makes this much darker, the body temperature. A core temperature of 107.2 degrees is not just a little overheated, that is an extreme, life-threatening temperature. So now detectives are not only asking, where was she? They're asking, what kind of environment could cause this? That distinction matters. A child running around outside can get overheated. A child with asthma can have a medical episode. But when the claimed location does not line up and the medical condition appears more consistent with prolonged heat exposure, investigators have to look beyond the first story they were given. This is why the case pivots here. The park explanation was not just a detail. It was the foundation of the entire account. And once that foundation begins to crack, every other part of the timeline has to be rebuilt from the ground up.
Not like a mom.
Tell me. Yeah, that is.
Does mom come to the hospital, you know?
We're about to find out. Hello, are you mom?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, EMS was working her, and then they took her to the hospital. Okay. I don't know. At MMH.
And she's by herself?
No, she's with other deputies and medical staff. How did you? Is that an Uber?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's Marquise?
He's right there. I don't know if you want to talk to him, but do you know? Has she ever had any kind of medical episodes?
She has asthma.
That's it.
That's all I know of right now. Right now, yeah, asthma, but she's been diagnosed with before. She's been in the hospital when she was younger. I think she had like an asthma attack or something, or I don't know what it was. To be honest, it was just before she turned 1.
Okay.
We were in the hospital for about a week.
But she's not on any kind of medication or anything?
No.
Okay. Within the household, do you guys live together, you and Marquise?
I mean, yeah.
Like he just stays around a lot?
Huh?
Like he stays at your house a lot
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any kind of going on? No kind of, you're not suspecting any kind of anything?
No.
That she can get a hold of around him?
No.
Okay. Because we're trying to figure out how she got like this. You could talk. So when they got here, the firefighter said that she was just really, really, really hot and she was unconscious. And so they did CPR, and so they took her to the hospital to get better treatment.
So she's breathing.
I don't know. I wasn't with her the whole time. I just been trying to figure out what's going on. I've been trying to get a timeline from Marquise, figure out why this happened, basically. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. But you can always go to the hospital, and you can be with her and figure out more.
She's at
MMH.
main hospital.
MMH, the one that's downtown.
But then why did I got told to come here?
By
I
him?
said I was 10 minutes away.
By him? I don't know.
Said that she was still here.
They told him as well that she was going to MMH.
I don't know when they told him. He said they wasn't telling him anything.
They probably weren't at the time
Probably.
because they just left about 10-15 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's about the time I texted him.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Kieran with the Sheriff's Office.
My name is Thomas Outing. I'm Marquise Outing.
Okay, nice to meet you. He's talking with a detective right now. Okay.
So what's going on?
Okay.
What happened to the girl?
Okay. As soon as I can give you an update, I will. Okay.
All right.
That's where we're at right now.
Yeah. Well, why he ain't at the hospital? He needs to be in the hospital with his stepdaughter. He don't need to be here talking when his stepdaughter at the hospital. That's what I don't understand. He should be there. Y'all can wait later and question him. That girl need him over there. That don't make damn sense when y'all got him here and that girl's at the hospital. Y'all worry about y'all. What about him? How he feeling? That is bull, man.
Hear what you're saying, and I answer your question.
I'm not talking about a question. I'm talking about your heart. Do you got a child? Do you got kids? He should be there with the girl, not here. Getting questioned to go to the hospital where that little girl needs him right now. That don't make sense to me.
I hear what you're saying, and as soon as I can give you an update, I will.
You're still saying an update. I'm not talking about an update. I'm talking about a little child. Okay?
Okay. So like I said, as soon as I can...
No, it ain't okay. It's not okay.
I didn't say it was.
Got no feelings. A little goddamn girl is in the hospital, and y'all in here questioning him. Let's just wait. That's a little girl up there.
Okay.
We take care of her. We just gotta wait. Please come talk to your daddy. Please come talk to your daddy.
Dad showed up, wanting an update, and being hostile, basically.
With a goddamn girl.
So,
Why you can't? Why the hell you can't move? You ain't on arrest. Get your in the car. You can't move forward. You ain't on arrest. You on arrest?
No, sir.
Okay, then he ain't got to stay here.
Alright, you can come back to your
Let's go to the hospital.
If you would like, I could probably explain what I know to you. I can explain to you what I know.
You can explain it.
Yeah.
You can explain it.
He's not a suspect.
That's what the daddy is frustrated about. He's frustrated about him being a that's his stuff. They live together. He takes care of them every day. So the dad is like
Listen, I get it.
panicking.
I'm willing to talk to him and explain.
Oh yeah, you can, but he's frustrated. We just got off. Both of us just got off.
I'm willing to explain everything to you if you like. First off, I'm Lieutenant Maury.
Yes, sir. My name's Thomas Allen.
All right, so Mr. Allen?
I'm his dad. Yeah.
Okay, so I can talk to you.
I understand that, but this is a little girl at the hospital. You need to be there. This is bullshit, man. I run from Wavy South, so
Can I just explain? I'll explain to you why we did what we did. Okay, and first of all, you're very cooperative. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Take him to the hospital.
Wait, that's
Just I'll make it real quick, all right? We did this because in these cases, and I work in crimes against children, so in these cases, we don't until we know what happens. I just got to know what happened like right away, so we make sure that all our boxes are checked and that we do the right thing by any potential victims we have, right? So that's it. That's what we did. He's been cooperative. He kind of told a different story at the beginning because he was afraid he was in trouble.
He's not used to that.
I told him.
Everybody deserves when they have a child doing this shit here.
Yeah.
I
told him, I said, listen, you're not in trouble. Just tell me the truth, right? We think it's a medical issue. We'll know more once they run tests and everything.
But is she breathing now? That's what I heard. She wasn't breathing.
Yeah, I tell you what, let's do this. I'm going to go down to the hospital as well. So let's all go to the hospital and we'll sort it out, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very
no
much.
problem.
is that fair?
You guys down there.
This moment is uncomfortable to watch, but it is also one of the most important moments in the case. From the family's point of view, their reaction makes emotional sense. A little girl is at the hospital. Everyone is scared. Everyone wants answers. And in that moment, seeing Marquise still standing with detectives instead of rushing to be by her side feels wrong to them. They see it as cold. They see it as unnecessary. They see it as law enforcement getting in the way of family. But from the investigative side, the clock is moving in a completely different way. When a child arrives unconscious, not breathing, and extremely hot, detectives do not have the luxury of assuming it is only a medical emergency. They have to preserve the earliest version of the story before it changes, before people talk to each other, before memories shift, and before fear or guilt starts reshaping the timeline. That is why the detective keeps coming back to one idea. We need to know what happened right away, and that is not just procedure, it is strategy. The first statement in a child injury case can be critical because it often captures the version of events before the person fully understands what investigators know. Marquise says she was fine at the park. He says she got into the car okay. He says he looked back and she was not breathing. But by this point, detectives have already heard that the park may have been closed, that the story needs verification, and that the medical signs are serious. So when the detective tells the family that Marquise gave a different story at the beginning because he was afraid he was in trouble, that is a major red flag. Fear does not automatically prove guilt. People panic during emergencies. People say things badly. People leave out details because they are overwhelmed. But when the victim is a child, and when the physical evidence may not match the explanation, investigators cannot simply move on because the family is upset. This is the hard part of these cases. Compassion says, get him to the hospital. Investigation says, find out what happened before the truth disappears. And in this case, detectives were standing right in the middle of those two pressures.
This is Tamika.
Hey, Tamika, how's it going?
Fine.
I'm Detective Rana.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Detective Will. Nice to meet you.
You're Tamika Williams?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, I'm with the Crimes Against Children Unit, Manatee County Sheriff's Office. You probably know why we're here today. Before we start, what do you know? Why do you think we're here?
I know why you're here. I can only tell you what I know. I can't tell you what nobody else thinks. I can't tell you none of that.
And then that's why I'm here. I'm asking to see what you know. Why do you think we're here?
Because the little girl, correct? Okay.
Who told you that?
I just left out a meeting with my boss.
Okay.
Right before you guys. So I know that that's why you're here.
Okay. So let me explain what's going on, what we've done, what we know, the severeness of this, right? Obviously, we have a 6-year-old child who's passed away, right? We know that you are friends with Marquise. You guys work here together. You guys talk often. We don't know exactly how she passed away, but we kind of have our very strong beliefs based on the evidence that we've collected and how she has passed away. She was her temperature was through the roof. So you can just imagine, right? So that's what we're dealing with. We know that he left here around 1:46 to go pick her up from school. We know that he checked her out of school at 2:08, and we know he came back here like at a little after 2. He walks back in here and then leaves at 5:03 p.m. and then shows up at a fire station 5 minutes down from here with her on. This is how severe this is.
It's a shame.
So what did he tell you yesterday, Tamika? You're going to be a strong witness in this case.
No, I'm not. I have nothing to do with this case.
Okay.
So she called, my cousin called me right back. She goes, well, Congress say he got to handle his business. He know what to do about his job. Okay. So I thought she was being funny. So I hung up my phone. Okay, fine. I walked back I sat in my car for a little bit longer. And then my cousin calls me back. And she was like, what did she tell you? I said, she told me he was fine. He know how to handle his business. So I just thought he just didn't want the job no more. But then his sister, Condra, calls me back. And she tells me that the little girl passed away from being in the car. So that's all I know.
Okay. And that's what Condra told you from being in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in the past. He told me in the past.
Okay.
And when he told me that he had to go get her in the past and that she was in the car, I told him to go get her out of the car and to bring her into the office, which was downstairs on this side at the time, or either put her in the break room.
In those times you told him to bring him into that office or the break room, did he do that?
I don't know, because she didn't come in. No.
Okay.
Tamika's statement is where this case stops being only about one terrible afternoon and starts becoming a question of awareness. Because the timeline detectives lay out is devastating. They say Marquise left work around 1:46 p.m. to pick the child up from school. They say she was checked out at 2:08 p.m. They say he returned to work shortly after that. And then they say he did not leave again until around 5:03 p.m. before arriving at a nearby fire station with the child. That is not a small gap. That is not a few confused minutes in the middle of a chaotic day. That is a window of time investigators can measure, compare, and test against vehicle data, witness statements, workplace records, and medical findings. But Tamika adds something even more important: context. She says that in the past, when Marquise had the child with him, she told him to go get her out of the car and bring her into the office or put her in the break room. That detail matters because it suggests this was not an unimaginable danger. It suggests someone had already recognized the risk before. Someone had already said, in effect, do not leave her out there. In criminal investigations involving children, that kind of prior warning can become extremely powerful. It goes to what a person knew or should have known. It helps investigators ask whether this was a tragic accident, a reckless decision, or something even more serious. And that is why Tamika becomes such a key witness. She is not just giving detectives gossip. She is not just repeating what someone told her after the fact. She is helping them understand the pattern around the child, the workplace, and the vehicle. She is giving them a piece of the story that Marquise's original park explanation left out completely. At the beginning of this case, the explanation was simple: a child got overheated at a park. By the end, the evidence appears to point somewhere else entirely. A child allegedly left in a vehicle for hours, a timeline that does not match the first story, and a prior warning that makes the danger harder to dismiss. That is what makes this case so disturbing. It is not only what happened to a 6-year-old girl. It is the possibility that there were moments before it happened when someone could have made a different choice.